Welcome back. Central Illinois is seeing a spike in flu cases this winter, and that's putting some groups at risk for serious illness. So joining us this morning is Dr. Brian Curtis from OSF, of course. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And now this year has been a difficult one for the flu, to say the least. So how big is this spike that we're actually seeing?
Yeah, so we're already at a high level. I know we talked about a month ago, but we're 2 weeks out from Christmas, and then we'll be 2 weeks out from New Year's next week. But we're at a very high level, probably one of the busiest at this time that we've had in a long time.
Yeah, I feel like every year, we're seeing a lot, but this year seems particularly bad, and it's just constant chatter about it. And vaccination rates are pretty low right now, too, especially for some groups. So why do you think that people aren't getting the vaccination this year?
Usually we have a vaccination rate about 45 to 50%.
Oh, wow.
And so not very high, but right now we're about 22%. And then even for our kids from 5 to 18, that's like at 15%, which usually they're much higher too. So I can't really explain it. Like the 18s to 65, they're about 20 to 30%, but they're always that. And so I'm not quite sure why we're off, but the vaccine is effective. It's not a match, but it is effective if you do get the flu.
I mean, do you think that's probably why we're seeing a higher spike in cases, just less vaccinations all around?
Well, I think it's two things. One, we have a shift in the virus. So we have this influenza A, the subclad K, that's a little different than what's in the vaccine. So, so that is what's circulating right now. But then the other piece is we have a low vaccine rate. And so you have kind of both of these together, which has caused this tremendous spike.
I mean, on top of that, you have some groups who are really susceptible to catching the flu. Who are those people, and how can they prevent getting it?
Yeah, so children under 2, people over 65, and then pregnant women. I think people always forget about pregnant women. I mean, because they think, 20s, 30s, female, healthy, but they're actually at a very high risk for influenza and having bad outcomes from it or getting hospitalized. And so those are the groups, and the best way to do it is actually to vaccinate this population. So you, 6 months and older, you can get the vaccine.
Oh, wow.
And so that is the big thing to do it, and then to vaccinate the people around them is a secondary layer.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that people don't understand is even if you aren't going to get sick, you're going to provide a herd immunity for a lot of people around you. So it's going to be a huge thing that you guys need to do. But aside from vaccinations, is there anything else we could do to prevent it from spreading? Yeah,
stay home when you're ill. And so if you're sick, please stay home. If you have to go out, try to limit it. Maybe wear a mask just to prevent the respiratory droplets from circulating. Washing your hands, hand sanitizer, coughing into your elbow. Those are the primary things that you can do to help out.
Yeah, you'd think a lot of these things are common sense, but it's always good to get a second reminder.
Like just hear your mom telling you in your ear, wash your hands,
exactly. Right? So what should you do if you get sick? Obviously you just talked about making sure you're cleaning surfaces, but are there any medicines we can take, things to really ease those symptoms?
Yeah, so if you get influenza, which influenza is fever, body aches, headache, cough, stuff like that. It's not a vomiting and diarrhea illness, which is thing. But if you do get the flu, Tylenol, Motrin, push fluids, rest. If you're a high-risk individual, probably good for you to reach out to your primary care provider if you have symptoms of the flu to see what they would recommend. And they may ask you to come and get tested. They may just ask you to stay home. But you don't necessarily need to come in unless you're having problems.
All right, all good advice.
Yes.
Things you guys need to make sure you are being aware of. But I want to thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. In the meantime, we're going to share all these details on our website, ciproud.com. Just click on the WMBD This Morning tab under News.